Jason and I are by no means experts on anything. It's one of the reasons when we decided to start having guests on here, they all had to be perfect at something. Like our literary expert, Susie. Joining us on the podcast today is Trista, our music expert. So welcome, Trista, and welcome to You've Got Nails.
It's a special day, ladies and gentlemen. About an hour ago, CJ and I bursted through his front door, tied his wife up, gagged her, threw her in the back of a Suzuki Samurai, drove around the block, came back, dumped her off in the basement. Now we're ready to talk Jawbreaker. CJ, take that gag off of her.
All right, here you go.
Welcome, everybody, to You Got Mails. I'm Jason. I'm here with CJ. And our very special guest today, Trista.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. How are you? Happy to have you. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Sorry about all that shit that happened an hour ago.
Yeah, the trunk ride was a real bitch.
Oh, come on. Suzukis don't have trunks.
No, that's it. We just threw her in the back seat. But as I said, today's movie, 1999's Jawbreaker, and your name was on the list for it. I don't know if you suggested it or we already had it on it and you wanted to be on it, but tell me why.
I'm pretty sure someone had suggested it, but you guys have been bugging me about it, and I said, all right, put me on Jawbreaker, thinking that it would never in a million years happen, and here I am.
There you go.
Here I am.
All right.
Yeah, I got my wife here today.
Yeah.
So listen to this song that I wrote about Rose McGowan.
Oh, God. Okay, listen to this song I wrote about Rose McGowan.
It's so much louder.
Yikes.
We always ask, like, tell me, you've obviously seen this before.
Oh, tons of times.
So when was the first time you saw it? I'm not asking for a review here.
Right.
Because I don't want to know what you think about the movie, but I kind of want to, how this movie, I guess I would say, impacted you, or like why this was the movie that you put your name on?
Well, I have a handful. I'm not a movie person. If you guys know me, you know I'm much more of a music person.
Well, one of us is married to you, and the other one has been doing a podcast with the guy you're married to for
And I know all 6 movies that she watches.
And both of you have done enough trivia with me to know that I am much more of a music ringer than a movie person. But there's a handful that I think we all have that's just your go-to handful of movies. You're not really paying much attention. It's just something that maybe came out at a lighter time of your life. This came out in the late 90s. 90s were awesome for me. I was old enough to get into clubs and not need anyone's permission to go out, but I was still young enough to have fun. And, the soundtrack was great and Rose McGowan was great. So I think for me, it's just one of those movies that it just kind of is more nostalgic, more than it being, the best story ever told.
Okay, absolutely, because I love the '90s, and usually that's my sweet spot as far as movies go.
That's where the best of these movies come from, really. Now, tell me why The Shining why is that on your list? Then? She watches The Shining no less than 5 times a year
because it's an awesome Christmas movie. And I stand behind that opinion. It's beautiful scenery, great story, awesome sets. We could do a whole
Jack
other
Nicholson.
Wendy. I mean, we could do a whole episode.
The Rose McGowan of the 70s.
I don't think it's a chick flick, but if we ever run out of these movies, we'll do a special Shining episode.
Depends on the perspective.
CJ, you've obviously probably seen this because of Trista.
I feel like I could quote this movie without ever really watching it. It's like a movie, me and you were down here in the basement doing our thing, and then we finish, and I go up, and she's halfway through this movie, once every other week.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Maybe not that much.
I've never seen it, and I thought it was Heather's when we first rolled it, so I have no...
Blasphemy.
I don't think this movie was inspired by Heather's. The director has said so himself. Mm-hmm. The guy that wrote Heather's actually complained that he ripped him off.
I was gonna... this is gonna be like my grand gesture here, was saying that not only does this feel like a sequel to Heather's, it feels like they succeeded. Like, how some of these movies... Like, last week, we watched... Easy A, and I was like, this is a bunch of people watched Mean Girls, sat around and said, let's make that money and do it the exact same way. In this, they were like, let's do it, but let's actually make it work.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like a sequel.
Yeah.
So I don't think
I can't say yeah because I never saw Heathers either.
I don't think,
You're in for it,
all
man.
right, I'm on that team too. So yeah, I don't think it's a sequel or a continuation of anything. I think it's just part of that whole mean girl trope where everybody tries to one up each other, and this one got particularly dark and evil really quickly. So yeah, we'll see what the opinion is. I definitely
Super
have some
fucking
tie-ins to some other movies, but I'll save them.
Yeah, we get dark quick. We'll start with the recap, my synopsis of this movie. Fucking voiceover right out of the fucking gate.
I was trying to remember who does the voiceover.
It's Fern.
Okay.
It's played by Judy Greer.
Friend of the pod.
The patron saint of You've Got Mail,
Yes.
Judy Greer. A lot of chick flicks.
It's a shocked look on your face.
This is not a visual medium, Trista. Why the shocked face?
It's not a sexual thing. She's just in a shit ton of episodes.
Yeah, she's in a lot of
Hi,
movies.
Judy, but I may have an opinion later.
When I said friend of the pod, she's not actually friend of the pod. We just love her.
No,
Okay, fair.
if anyone, the only person we ever may have possibly interacted with was Diane Lane, and I'm not even sure about that. But Diane Lane liked our Facebook post. So
Yes.
She comes before Judy.
It really looked like her account.
Yeah,
but,
it may have been. I don't know. But if you're listening, Diane, we love you. But we start with the voiceover, and it's Judy Greer's character who plays Fern, and she's talking about the group of girls, the four. What do they call them? Not the Fatal Four, the Fabulous Four. Something. They got a name. This group has.
I don't know if she called them anything, but
the Flawless Four. I have it written down.
The flawless
And she says
four.
they're the beautiful ones in the school. And she basically says they're just a bunch of bitches except for Liz Purr. And she goes on and she breaks down the group. And we have Courtney Shane, played by Rose McGowan. We have Marcy Foxy Fox, played by Julie Benz.
Who's Julie Benz? She's super familiar.
from
was she
Dexter?
Dexter's
Dexter,
girlfriend?
okay.
Yeah, she was Rita in Dexter. She was also in the Buffy TV series.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Okay.
She was in that. And then we have Rebecca Gayheart, who plays Julie Freeman, I believe is her name.
Oh, see, we
She's
both
hot in the
noted.
90s.
I didn't think they gave a last name for her, and I didn't know if that meant something.
It is in the yearbook.
Oh, okay.
So I
Perfect.
don't know, like, did they ever actually say it out loud? But
Gotcha.
I do my IMDb research, and it said that I think it even said her name is the only name that isn't spoken, but you can see it in the yearbook at one point. So I think it's Freeman. And then there's Liz Purr, played by, who knows, who cares? This girl was not famous, never was. I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
She plays a hell of a dead body, I'll give her that. But Liz Purr, as Fern says, is the sweet one. She's the kind one. She ruled with kindness, whereas Courtney ruled with fear.
She's the cat's meow.
She is. She's the cat's meow.
She says that in the creepiest way.
Uh-huh.
It's terrible.
And
It
should
really
we get
is.
into that yet? Let's wait a little bit. I'll let you get further into the story. 'Cause I have some notes about Fern's commentary.
Oh yeah, and as we're covering it, like when it comes up, like please interrupt me all you want. Otherwise, it's just me reciting the entire movie to everyone, and it gets
Go
boring.
for it.
But from here, it goes.
Somehow people seem to like it. I tried to stop us from doing that. People are just like, wait, I like the way he just recaps this play by play.
It's
And I'm like,
ASMR for people, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you, everyone. But from here, it gets like super dark, super quick, because it just goes right into, after we get introduced to this group of girls, that's the end of the voiceover, thankfully. Like, it doesn't come back. It was basically just setting up the group. And they go right into a hardcore kidnapping where Liz is in bed, and at first I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know it was her friends. Three people bust into her room like with like creepy masks on, tie her up, shove a fucking Jawbreaker in her mouth, which, first of all, a full-size Jawbreaker I don't think would fit in anyone's mouth like that. It was insane to me.
I mean, not without like lockjaw.
Yeah.
That would mess you up.
Duct tape her mouth shut and drag her out of the bedroom. I'm like, oh my God, she's being kidnapped. Get her out in the car, throw her in the trunk. They all take the masks off. It's the fucking girls. It's Courtney, Julie, and Foxy.
Marcy.
You guys know me. I love a good prank, especially on people I love.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do pranks out of love. This seems fucking terrible. This seems like you would have, like, and they make reference to the idea that they do this every year.
Yeah.
I would be waiting behind my couch with a gun if
On
I
your
knew this was
birthday,
coming.
You'd lock your fucking doors.
yeah.
You'd also wear pants because this plan didn't make any sense to me. This girl is like in a tiny little nightshirt and like little underwear, their plan is to take her to a diner for waffles?
Yes.
Did they bring her pants?
No.
And then they're gonna feed her.
In the trunk, I guess.
I guess maybe, because then they're gonna take her to the school and duct tape her to the flagpole and leave her there?
Was that the plan?
Yes!
Oh my God, did you watch this movie? They literally said it.
Yeah.
I was focused on the naked dead chick in the
But
trunk.
how does this all work? Like, you take her and do you take her in for breakfast? Do you make her eat it outside? Like, once she's untied and you're feeding her,
God.
do you tie her back up to put her on the flagpole?
Carol Kane would not appreciate this shit.
No, she
I think
wouldn't.
you're overthinking it. But this is basically the only like creativity that girls have when it comes to playing jokes on each other is to do something psychologically damaging.
Really?
So
See, I truly believe, like, women are the more evil of the two.
because this is also this movie might feed into that, but this is also an issue that I had is why wouldn't she be waiting for this? And they'll get to it later when they, I'll let you move on with the story, but when they find the card that recorded her from the previous year, basically sounding terrified and saying, "What are you doing to me?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would have been waiting for that because they also show pictures of these girls. They've grown up together. They've been little kids together. They've been doing this for years.
Yeah, how long has it been going on?
I mean, maybe
You have to know that Rose McGowan is a complete sociopath.
maybe Liz deserved it.
I'm glad you said that. So you think that birthday card was from the year prior?
That's yes, it was from the year prior.
Okay, well, I couldn't figure out if the recording came from this kidnapping or from a prior kidnapping.
No, it was from the year prior.
But so they get to the diner where they're going to take her in for waffles in her underpants, and they pop the trunk, and to no one's surprise, except for theirs, she's dead. Like, I thought this was a pretty cool visual gag anyway. The jawbreaker in the throat. So they pop the trunk. She eyes wide open. She's already pale. Giant jawbreaker-sized bulge in her throat, and they are gonna snap a picture of her with a Polaroid camera when they pop the trunk as like, ha ha ha. Let's see her all surprised and scared.
Yeah.
They snap the picture, but it is just of her dead face, like bloated already, like eyes milky. Like she didn't. It didn't take long in that trunk for her to look super dead.
This is like the point. Yeah, she's like all bruised up and everything.
I didn't understand that either, where all the bruises came from.
Like, this is the point me and Trista were talking, and somehow the conversation came to me asking, well, have you ever been choked by candy? In which you responded immediately,
Not without paying first.
yeah.
We commute to work together, listeners, so we've got to keep it fresh.
We're always working on our tight five.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are like the parents from Easy A.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But from this, we get the quick snap of the Polaroid. The Polaroid like flutters down to the ground. We get to see the dead face, and then hit me in the face with that '90s fucking girl rock, Volcano Girls,
Veruca Salt.
Veruca Salt.
Hell
Yes.
This is just a side story, and totally unrelated to the movie. I bought this album in high school.
Having never seen this movie.
Having never seen this movie, I just really like Veruca Salt. I think they're badass.
This is an amazing album.
Lent it to the girl I was dating at the time. We broke up. I never got my CD back. So if you're listening, I'm still upset about it. I really like that CD.
Sorry, James.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally unrelated.
As he scrolls through his Spotify.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter anymore. But as Veruca Salt plays us through, we get the credits, which are kind of like a how it's made for Jawbreakers, and also like a collage of pictures of the girls, like
It
growing
took me
up.
way too long to realize these were Jawbreakers that they were making.
What?
I was like, what is the planetary thing going on?
He actually exclaimed, "Oh, it's a Jawbreaker."
Perfect. But we get through like this big opening credit scene, which I thought was cool, how they showed the making of Jawbreakers and the making of friend groups, because they showed these girls grow up from like small children all the way up until like modern times, the present day, 1999.
High school bitches.
Yeah. And we cut right back to the girls in the convertible, and they've got Liz in the trunk still, obviously, and they're all kind of freaking out. But Courtney is a sociopath, just like CJ said, and she is right away just like, we're not telling anybody. We can't tell anybody what we did. Like, we murdered her. Like,
This actually, I mean, not exactly for these reasons. Just to remind, I understand you a little bit better now, Trista.
wow.
Because, you know, like when you're in a relationship, eventually you're always going to have that conversation about what you do in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And of course, like, I'd be the builder guy. Like, I'd have value because I was built. Trista's always said that she'd have value because she could turn on the sociopath switch if she wanted to. Like, she could go out there and Negan somebody in the head with a bat just to prove the dominance. She's like, every group needs a me in it.
It's like, I'm the one willing to make the choices that no one else is willing to make.
I have news for you guys. Every woman has that.
Again, like I said, I think you're the scarier of the two. Like, we're
No,
just
not a,
Oh,
not
for
a
sure.
psychopath, but survival
we're just
skills
big dumb animals.
for
Women are
various
very
reasons.
cunning and
We act out of stupidity.
yeah.
Yeah, we have to be under the radar a little bit.
But I did like. There's a great line in the scene where Rose McGowan says, "Courtney's dead." She says, "Liz is dead. You know what that means?" And Foxy's like, "You're going to be the prom queen now?" I was like, "Oh, they're so fucking terrible." But you can tell that like Foxy is the follower of the group. Like she just kind of goes with the flow. She's definitely conflicted over the fact that they've murdered someone, and is kind of like maybe we should call somebody. Jolie is the conscious of the group and wants to tell someone. And Courtney is just like, no, we're going to figure this out. She actually makes a phone call as Liz's mom to the school. And this is where we get our first glimpse of Carol Kane, who I love, who's also been on the pod before. You remember?
Yeah, Carol Kane's amazing.
Yeah, she was Princess Bride.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But they call her and they explain to her, well, Courtney explains to her as Mrs. Purr that Liz has a very bad fever and is down with the flu and asks if she can give one of her girlfriends her homework and send it home with her.
This is kind of the first time, too, where I think it's always kind of stuck in my head how she says, I know she's missed a lot of school. So they kind of built this girl up to be like perfection.
Yeah, yeah.
But yet there are nods in the movie and certain little comments that get made that make you think that maybe Fern just kind of idolized her for whatever reason.
Oh,
but
because
she
this
was
is her
just
story.
maybe another kind of popular kid. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't this perfect person.
I actually have this written down. I noticed at a point that very few people actually seem to idolize these girls. Like it almost seems like it's in their head. Like there's all these groups and like they're probably all looking over and it's like, oh, there's the really pretty girls that think they're in charge of everything.
Yeah, because once later on when Fern becomes popular, I'll jump ahead a little bit, she actually does get a following.
Yeah.
People start to notice her. People start to attract to her. You never see that with the Fatal Four.
Not
whatever
from
the fuck
the
they
theater
call them.
kids, though. They know what's up.
Yeah.
No. This is also when I realized that Carol Kane was completely wasted in this movie. You got a comedy legend. Go watch Scrooged. You'll see the best 5 minutes of Scrooged.
Oh, she's fantastic. But then Courtney gives the girls a pep talk and basically it's like, let's go walk these halls and like show them who we are. And they go to the school and they do their slow motion walk down the hallway to whatever 90s hit is playing at the time.
Imperial Teens.
What is it called? Yo-yo?
Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo. And they walk into the bathroom and they kick everybody out. And they start to talk. They're just, this not really anything important. And Fern comes out. We meet Fern. We see Fern for the first time. Played by Judy Greer. And she was inspired by Carrie. Sissy Spacek from Carrie, the director said. And it's very clear. This is one of those movies where they take a attractive girl and ugly her up. For lack of a better term. You know, we got the bad wig. Her hair's all frizzy, unkempt, no makeup. She's wearing like big frumpy clothes.
They also make her seem kind of dumb. Like the way she talks.
Innocent, maybe.
Naive, innocent, maybe. Yeah.
Sheltered.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot
nerdy.
of nods to Carrie in this movie.
Mm-hmm. But they kick her out as well. She does say hi to Julie. You can tell that. It's funny because Fern says about how Liz was the nice one, but Julie's nice too, and she talks to Julie. Like she says hi to Julie. Julie says hello back to her. It's just kind of weird how, I guess just because we never get to see Liz alive. Like it's just very...
Yeah, I think there's a weird thing that they just leave ambiguous on purpose. Like I question a little bit about Fern as well.
Ambiguity or bad writing. We'll let you be the
Either
judge.
one, yeah, either one.
The director just wasn't thinking that hard that day.
The answer is yes.
Also ambiguous. But then we get to see Carol Kane again come in. She plays the principal, Mrs. Sherwood. She comes into the bathroom while the girls are in there doing their makeup, and she kicks them all out because it's time to go to class and they're not supposed to be congregating in the restroom. And she asks who's going to be picking up Liz's homework, and Courtney says, I'll grab it later after school. We get to see all of them in class a little bit. We go from like an English class where Courtney's at and they're learning about Shakespeare. We go to an anatomy class. And these are all kind of like Shakespeare class. We're talking about death and dead bodies.
And you get these weird characters that start showing up here that just show up randomly through like the goth girl.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like she cracks the egg and it's got a baby chicken in it.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta-
She's like,
blood
you
in
you've
it.
got a
stillborn.
stillborn.
Mhm. And we go to the anatomy class where we see, actually, I think Shakespeare class is Julie. The anatomy class is Courtney. And we get to meet like Dane, who's like the jock that's always hitting on her. And he's like making some obscene gestures
Big golden
towards her.
retriever Dane.
Yep.
And then we cut to the home ec class, which is Marcy. And when she cracks an egg open, it's blood everywhere. And it's all just very kind of like dark. And like you're kind of getting this, like they're all sitting in class thinking about the fact that they've murdered someone.
So I'd have
essentially.
to look at that and see if the classes that they showed those, because I actually wrote for the Shakespeare class, which now was what Julie was in, and she is the conscience. They were were they talking about Macbeth? And like the whole premise behind that is, has to do with guilt.
Oh.
Oh.
They may
So I'm
have.
curious. Like I didn't realize the other two classes were different, but I wonder if there's a connection there.
The story in the story.
Maybe the 60th time I watch this,
Maybe. Now you got something to look for.
I'll be able to put that together.
But after they all get out of class, they're sitting outside in the car again, and they're trying to decide what to do. And Courtney, of course, the planner, the one that's going to come up with how to get through this, has decided that they can stage her death and make it look like someone broke into her room, raped her, and then just leave her body there for the parents to find.
It's almost like she is happy this happened.
Well, my
She's
question.
definitely equipped to handle it.
Fucking A, she is.
I got a little more. They leave it open ended, but I've never watched this movie from this perspective where I was actually trying to take some notes so I could talk about it. But there are some nods to, did she plan it? Because when she calls into the school and Julie immediately says, that was good, she immediately got defensive. Like, what do you mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, like there were certain little lines in this movie where you almost think like, could it have gone that way? Did she,
Prom
did
queen
she
really means
did
a
she
lot.
know that might have been something that happened? But then the fact that she took a Polaroid.
Polaroid.
A picture. The fact that she took a picture, then I don't know.
It's okay, Trista. I couldn't say ambiguity a minute ago. I still can't.
But it's,
Ambiguity.
it was a weird reaction. Like, oh, that was good. And she immediately got to feel, what do you mean that was good?
I
Like,
took that-
she was, yeah.
I took that as because when they were in the car, she said, "Who does a good mom voice?" And they were like, "What? Huh?"
Oh,
and
yeah.
then she did it, and I felt like she was upset because
She had to do
sounded
it.
old.
See,
That's
I didn't take
how
it
I
that
took
way.
it. Was that she was offended that she had a good mom voice?
Oh no, this is the
Yeah.
question of the podcast now. Is,
No, I don't
is this
think-
on purpose?
Did she do it?
I don't think Courtney Shane ever views herself as somebody who's being insulted.
Well, we see her plan this whole thing out and go to great lengths to do it.
And she wouldn't think that a Jawbreaker could choke her.
Oh, and that's what I said. It shouldn't have been a surprise to anyone.
She had a whole thing planned out. Like, she was just so on top of all of the planning and every obstacle that came up, and we'll get into it later, but she quickly neutralizes any type of threat to her personally, but to her friends by default. I don't know. I don't know. Be
She's
an
good at plotting and scheming.
interesting twist.
Yeah. From here, we see Fern stops into Mrs. Sherwood's office to ask her if she's going to chaperone some kind of plant,
The botany club.
the botany club, which those kids don't need chaperone. They're going to be fine on their own.
Hey.
Well, I'm just saying. Nobody's
Good
making
point.
out or doing any drugs at the botany club.
I mean, there's plants out there.
That's true.
Plants.
But she stops in to see Mrs. Sherwood to talk to her. Miss Sherwood lets her know that Courtney was supposed to stop by and get the homework and never did, and asks her if she'll take it. If she's, do you know Liz Purr? And she's like, oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, she like splooshes over this. Just the
Ew.
idea of doing
She's the bee's knees. This is
Yeah.
Liz Purr. She's the best.
Who says that in 1999? She's
And
the
then-
bee's knees.
And then, of course, she's like, do you know where she lives? And she's like, oh, yeah, I know. I'm well aware
I
of where
wrote that
Liz.
down. This is part of why I think maybe another take on this is Liz is kind of a weird stalker, and she's not necessarily the heroine of this show.
Oh, Fern, you mean, is the weird
Fern,
stalker.
Fern,
oh,
Fern,
yeah.
yeah,
She's
sorry.
Oh,
definitely
yeah, for sure.
unstable.
Yeah, she doesn't even give her address. She just leaves.
You can see what happens when she gets the tiniest bit of power.
Oh, yeah.
She becomes a psycho.
But at this point, they've already given the homework to Fern to take. The girls realize that they never got the homework. They see Mrs. Sherwood leaving the school, and they flag her down to get the homework. And they're like, oh, I've given it to Fern already. She's on her way there. So now it's this mad scramble to get back to the house before Fern does, get the body where it needs to be, stage it, all this stuff, right?
If I was homesick from school and one of you guys brought me my homework, I would tell you to
I'd be
fuck
so
off
pissed.
so hard.
I would. And the other thing we missed here is Foxy, when Miss Sherwood says, I sent it home with Fern Mayo, Foxy actually says Liz hates her. Did you catch
really?
that? Yeah.
Oh.
No.
She
I didn't
says
catch
Liz
that.
hates her,
Oh.
which was another reason I started thinking, okay, maybe Liz was just idolized kind of in Fern's mind.
Yeah.
But she wasn't this, perfect.
This movie's got more depth than I thought.
I know.
And it is weird because when she introduces the group in the beginning and she says that like Liz ruled with kindness or whatever, she never really even talks about Julie. And Julie is the nice one
She
of the
is
group.
the
Julie's
nice
the one that
one,
always says
yeah.
hi to her and is nicer. And we find out that they were friends when they were kids.
Liz picked up her paperwork one time off the floor.
That's all it was. But we get this pretty good scene of the girls carrying Liz's body from the car into the house. And this was all shot like this was this girl. This was not a dummy. There was no like stunt actresses. Like Rose McGowan, Jolie Benz, and Rebecca Gayheart carried a full-grown woman
They are
around.
struggling.
When
yeah.
they drop her at one point, they dropped her for real.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yes, and they kept it in the movie. Which might explain all the bruises, because they get her up into the bed finally and they lay her down, and she is bruised from head to toe.
Well, the other part of that is during the ride, the sound effects that I never noticed, but CJ picked up on it. They have a lot of great sound effects that you don't realize. There was a lot of her bumping around in the trunk of the car, like
okay.
in the background.
Yeah, that makes sense
Yeah.
then.
yeah, the sound effects, especially the swooshes, every time the camera cuts to something else, they do like almost cartoonish, like
Doing.
yeah. Like
But-
there's literal ones where it's like a tiger, like wow, between
they
scenes.
open the locker door and it's like,
I
Yeah.
don't think I even noticed any of
Laser
that.
sounds and shit. It
I've
was
never
once I
noticed
started realizing it, I couldn't not.
Wow.
as many times as I've seen this movie, I've never noticed that before he brought it up. And then I couldn't not notice it.
But they get her up into the bed and they are staging an assault scene essentially. They're
It's a nice way to say it.
Yeah, I mean they're talking it out there. She's like, "Rip the panties. What do you think?" And they're like, "Yeah, rip them."
Rip 'em.
And she's like, "Well, if I was being raped, I would tear the sheets to shreds, right? Should we cut the sheets?" Well, she's not fucking Freddy Krueger. But they're like, "Oh, we don't have time. Don't do that." And all the while they're intercutting these scenes where Fern is walking up the drive. She's stopping to smell the flowers in the garden. Because she's a botany nerd. She's going up to the door. She's practicing her hellos. Like before she rings the bell, she's like, "I'm Fern Mayo, like hold the mayo." like, hello, Liz.
Lame.
And so all this is going on. And then at one point, Foxy just screams because
She looks at her.
Liz looks at her. Like she
They
she
turn
turned her
her head.
head.
Yeah.
And I should mention, because this plays a very pivotal role later, that they also, as they're moving her, Julie is looking around the room at some like keepsakes that she has in her room, and there's a birthday card. Second week in a row with a birthday card. When you open it up, it makes a noise.
Yeah.
This time it's not a song. This time it's
It's a teenage girl crying for help.
it's a teenage girl going, "What are you doing to me?"
From the last year.
Yeah.
Oh
from
my
the-
God, it's from last year. Yeah.
So they're actually moving her, and then all of a sudden they hear her voice going, "What are you doing to me?" And they all freak out, and that kind of sets them on edge. And then Julie catches eye contact with the dead body. Not Julie, I'm sorry. Foxy.
Julie Ben.
Yeah, it's confusing because she's played by a woman named Julie. Foxy screams, and Fern hears this as she's like, so she opens the door and comes inside. She comes all the way to top of the stairs and she's outside the bedroom door, and she basically starts to hear them talking about the murder. And this is where we get probably I would assume a super famous line from Courtney Shane, where she goes, I killed the teen dream, deal with it.
Oh, yes.
It was me. I killed the teen dream, deal with it.
She's got a lot of good bitchy one-liners that only Rose McGowan at the time could do. Like when Julie screams and says or when Foxy screams and says she's looking at me, she says, well, her eyes are open. She's got to look somewhere.
Yeah.
She's just got these deadpan kind of you're an idiot, shutdowns for people.
Why did Rose McGowan and Fairuza Balk never make a movie together?
Because it would just be too much.
We'd all
too
be
much
wearing
metal
mascara
for
right
one.
now.
Yeah.
Too much metal for one hand.
Maybe they're the same person. We never see them in the same room. It's like Superman and Clark Kent.
Yeah. They basically rolled that one character throughout the entire 90s.
Yeah, they really did. And where are they now? Haven't seen either one of them for a while because they're the same fucking person.
Well,
Right
there's
now.
a reason you haven't seen Rose McGowan, and it's kind of fucked up. But
Why?
I think she
called out Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, she
and got her career canceled back when he was
Shouldn't
able to
they
do that.
uncancel it by this point? I mean, the guy.
Yeah, she's kind of back. She does speaking tours. And
Okay,
stuff.
I'll say the guy's a legitimate piece of shit.
She's TED talking now.
Okay, good
the
for her.
last movie I saw her in was when they did the Grindhouse movies.
Yeah.
And hadn't seen her since. And I know she was on, was it the show about witches or something on TV?
Charm,
yeah, I never watched that.
Yeah, but I think that was over before
She was
Grindhouse.
Shannon Doherty's spot.
Okay, yeah. And she looks a lot different now. She definitely, when kind of the YouTube movement and Harvey Weinstein, a lot of this Hollywood stuff has been kind of becoming more public now, especially the way young actors and actresses are treated, and she's definitely kind of lent her voice to that. So I don't know the details, so I don't want to delve too deep into it. But
he
she's
basically just shut off her career.
Yeah.
That really sucks because, I mean, he's gone. Not like everyone knows. I'm sure if she wanted to make a comeback, she could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I bet she
hope
could.
she does.
She's a bang-up actress.
Yes. But they open the door to find Fern just standing there. And she freaks. She kind of looks around and sees the dead body in the bed. And then we get a little chase. She runs down the stairs. They eventually catch up to her outside and grab a hold of her, set her down.
It would have been easier to just kill her, too.
Well, that would have been a really short movie.
Nobody would even miss her, except the Botany Club.
Exactly.
It's she's basically invisible.
She's the one that clips all of our weed plants.
Which that's the other thing. We'll get into it here shortly, but she is 100% invisible at that school.
Oh, yeah.
Because she disappears and they replace her with someone else who is her. And no one even is like, where's Fern been? Or who's this new girl?
Right.
But what they do is, and this is another thing, is how cunning and calculating Courtney is. She doesn't even have to think about it. She basically tells her, and uses this against her, but she goes, that we did something that we shouldn't have done. Now you have power over us.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to give you something that you've always wanted. I will make you one of us. And Fern basically just yeah, okay. I'm here for it because that's what she wants. She wants to be one of these popular girls.
Yeah, Courtney was the queen of manipulation.
Yeah, and Jolie the whole time is you don't have to do this. You shouldn't do this. But we cut right into a very weird.
This is, I think, one of my worst. One of the worst makeover montages I've ever seen.
Makeover montage was very lame.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, and I don't know what they were really going for. It
was goofy.
Tim Burton-esque quality to it.
They're giving it the idea that they're cutting up the best parts of the dead girl and Frankensteining them into...
Kind of,
because
yeah. What's the take her place?
Yeah.
Because it's a mashup between a mortuary and a beauty salon.
It's weird.
Where it's
super weird.
It's they're making up the dead body almost to look good, and then they're making up Fern to look good is how I took it.
Yeah, and then they turned her into a 45-year-old housewife.
They really did.
I'm happy to know that you guys did not enjoy this montage.
No, the montage.
It's not that I was I'm in. I hope I don't have to defend this position because it's stupid.
That's the part of the movie where I'd probably get up and go make myself another cocktail.
I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. I also didn't hate it. I was just a little confused by it. I felt like they were going for some kind of a message or a juxtaposition. It didn't really come across the way that they probably intended it to. But I thought I'd give them an A for effort. They were trying something different.
Absolutely.
And then we get another slow walk down the hallway by the girls. Only 3 of them now. Julie's just gone from the group. Mm-hmm. And we've got Courtney, Foxy, and now Fern all done up to look like you said a housewife, basically.
Yeah,
it's not the best makeover I've ever seen. She's still like the least cool looking out of the three of them.
She's got
Judy, if you are listening, that's the part I thought you might be upset about.
No, she seems pretty cool.
When did John and Kate +8 come out? Because that's the hair.
Oh, she does have the hair, but I don't know if that hair was cool then or not.
No, I was alive in 1999.
That hair was never cool.
It was not cool.
Yeah, it's like a 50-year-old
nobody
Italian
had
lady
that hair.
retiring hair.
The girl with the goth hair with the purple tips was much cooler.
We see that the mom and dad of Liz comes home and find her.
Did you catch the Carrie nod?
I know that they're both in Carrie.
Yeah,
that is PJ Souls and William Catt.
Yep.
Both in the movie Carrie.
Damn.
Nice catch.
PJ Souls is also in Halloween.
Oh yeah, she got.
She's the one who gets killed by the boyfriend in the ghost.
Yeah,
right. The sheet
I don't
over his head and the glasses.
For anybody who hasn't seen it.
But yeah, she plays one of Laurie's friends.
Another movie that Trista's watched about 4 or 5 times a year.
The Scream Queen, PJ Souls.
Yeah,
she was in Rock and Roll? She was in something with was it the Ramones movie?
Rock and Roll High School.
Was it? It was something like that. She was the girlfriend or something to that. Yeah, she was huge in like the late 70s, early 80s.
And go into just watching cult movies.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll High School is top of the list, right behind the Warriors.
But we see the girls, they come into the lunchroom, and we also see that Julie, for some reason, is just hanging with the goth kids now. And they look over and see her with all them, and they're just like, oh, how sad, like that she's with them.
Hey, the goth kids were accepting, at least in my high school.
Yeah.
Everybody in this high school seems pretty accepting, except for the
This is where I actually wrote, I'm like, I don't think anybody likes these women.
No, and that's always kind of the joke with these movies. Like, I think you guys hit it on the head. You're telling it from a very specific perspective, but I don't know. In high school, any girls that dressed like that and were mean and acted like that, I think the rest of the school probably would have ostracized them.
Yeah, they just hung out. I mean, there were probably guys that wanted to sleep with them, like Dane in this. Those guys would humor them and give them the attention. But other than that, like everybody just kind of was like, "Nah, fuck you. I don't."
Trish had a real CJ moment when Dane was on because, like, at one point she's like, "That's not Ethan Hawke."
Oh, like he wasn't Dane. You're talking about
Zach.
the boyfriend.
Chad Christ.
Zach.
Oh, Zach. That's it.
Yeah, I for years thought that was Ethan Hawke. So
the guy's real name is Chad Christ.
Probably Chris. I'm guessing.
Not in my head. It's not.
But we see, they have lunch. They have lunch, and Fern pulls out her brown paper bag lunch, and Courtney flips her shit. She's just like, we never eat at lunch. Just the thought, we do eat. We eat well. We don't eat in public. Like, we don't let people see us eat because it brings to mind like flatulence, greasy skin.
Oh God, yeah.
We just don't do that. And we also find out that they have completely changed Fern's name to Violet.
Not even Violet, just Violet.
Violet.
Yeah, because Dane comes over and he wants to meet who this new girl is. He wants introduced to her, and she lets her know that her name is Violet, and she's a transfer student. And I'm just like, how the fuck does this school work? Like, one girl just disappears, another girl just shows up with a different name, and they just let her enroll in classes and just fucking move on to her
I mean,
shit.
as far as students go, if it's a big enough school, no one will care. I went to 4 different high schools. So, like, I could have
I said that at the beginning of last week's episode.
Oh, yeah, you weren't on any of the lists.
Yeah, I seriously did not exist in my high school. Like, it took... I had to call the school specifically to get my diploma. And be like, I went here. Like, I know I went there.
After this point, we get introduced to Pam fucking Grier.
Fucking A.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know she was... I didn't know anything about this movie, but when I saw her, I was very surprised.
This movie's got all the Grier.
They wasted her because she didn't kick in every door she approached.
She didn't have to.
It's fun. So I was reading on IMDb the fun facts, and my favorite one was when Judy Greer met Pam Grier on set. She said, "My last name's Grier too." And Pam Grier looked her up and down and went, "I don't think we're related." And just like walked away.
Oh, that's funny.
But she plays Detective
Vera Cruz.
Yeah, Vera Cruz. And she's looking for info on Liz. So she's there talking to Mrs. Sherwood, asking who her friends were, just getting the basics on her.
I like when she comes in, Carol Kane's like sneaking a cigarette, has to put it out real quick.
Yeah.
It was back when they had smoking sections for the students outside of high schools.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. We see Julie leaving school, and this guy Zach, who is not Ethan Hawke,
Definitely not.
he asks if she needs a ride home. He's this like guy in a convertible, like he's that '90s
He's
cool
cool.
guy.
Yeah,
flannel
cool.
shirt, got the long hair.
Car that's way too cool for a guy in high
Exactly.
school.
Yeah, looks a little bit like Ethan Hawke. He was doing pretty well for himself in the '90s. But as she gets in the car and goes with him, we see that he drops her off and asks for her number, and she gives it to him. You know, she's interested. That night, Julie's in her room looking at old pictures of the girls and Liz, and she calls Fern on the phone. I like this scene because Fern looks super confused when her phone rings.
Yeah, she does.
Like, you can tell she doesn't have any friends.
I have a phone?
Yeah, like, that
is
thing has
this?
never rang.
I didn't know that was plugged in.
It rings and dust comes off of it. And she answers it, and it's obviously it's Julie, and she's kind of reminiscent, saying, you know, remember when we used to have sleepovers together? We kind of come to find out that they've known each other for a while. They were friends when they were kids. And Julie tells Fern that she's scared. And at this point, call waiting kicks in. Fern answers it, and it's Courtney. And she's just like, you don't ever answer on the first ring. Like, that's, you seem pathetic.
But you also don't keep me waiting.
She's like, this is the second time my phone's rang ever. and it happened within minutes of each other. I had to
I
answer.
love how she actually says, she's like, you have somebody on the other line.
Yeah.
No, and I like how it's kind of the last point in that part of the movie where you see Fern being Fern, because she admits that she's a little bit confused by what's going on.
Yeah.
She has reservations, which she quickly gets rid of.
Yeah, after this, she goes full sociopath,
She
too.
gives up fast on those reservations.
Got a taste of that power.
But she talks to her, and then we see Jolie sitting waiting on the line, and she just ends up hanging up because she's been on hold forever because Courtney won't let Fern off the phone. There's like a weird, I don't know call it weird. It's like a sex scene, like sort of sex scene between Courtney and Dane with a freeze pop.
I'd call it weird. I actually wrote weird sex scene.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
there
I
you go.
mean,
But she's making him do things with the freeze pop, like sexual things with the freeze pop in his mouth.
I don't think, I mean, I don't know. I've never been a high school teenage boy, so maybe you would do just about anything to get laid, but
Yeah.
she does make fun of him at one point for
the
being
end
on the
in high
wrestling
school?
team. Yeah, for being on the wrestling team, and he gets a little offended by that. So I don't know.
This ruined me when I was 15 years old and watched this
What,
movie for the
popsicles?
first time. No, because this is a movie with Rose McGowan and she has 2 sex scenes in it. One of them is the weirdest popsicle thing ever.
Oh God! Don't even get into the
And the
next one yet.
second one is like just a creepy Marilyn Manson.
We'll get there. We'll get there. That's what she said.
But there is a funny story, like they use a song from the 50s.
Lollipop, is that what it
Lollipop
is?
Pop, it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
And I can't remember now who sang it, but this woman tried to sue, like, because they have to get the rights to put a song in, which they did, but I guess she didn't know what the scene was going to be, and when she
God.
saw it, it caused her great personal distress and trauma.
Oh, wow.
And tried to sue for them using the song during this, which it didn't work. She
Okay.
never got anything, but...
Meanwhile, I don't think the 50s was as naive as they act
Oh,
sometimes.
no.
She knew about the lollipops. She knew about the suckers.
Picture 15-year-old me watching this and just being like, this is terrible.
This is what I have to do.
Oh,
to
well,
get
and
popular.
unzip.
But before they really get too far into doing anything, the doorbell rings, and it's the cops. Like, they're there, and we get a little scene by scene. So, you know, the cops are there for Courtney, and then we get a scene of Foxy. She's having dinner with her dad, and the cops come and they ring the doorbell, and then we get a scene with Julie where she's outside in her backyard at the pool, and is basically hallucinating.
Yeah.
Like, this is like really the only time we see the actress that plays Liz like do anything but be dead.
Die.
Yeah, like she swims up in the pool and like pops out of the water, and at this point Julie's mom comes out crying and hugs her and takes her away, and then we just get like a prolonged shot of like hallucination Liz like creepily smiling in the pool. I didn't really understand what was going on there.
They had her for a couple extra days. They were like, oh, put her in a bikini.
Yeah.
We're getting our money's worth. That was a one piece.
Yeah.
But we get
Oh, wait, I think I wrote, though. Is that where I wrote, like, weird nip scene? Was it the bathing suit?
Oh yeah, you were like, man, her nips.
No,
I didn't say it like that, but I said, what? I'm just
It was probably cold. There was a lot of steam coming off of that pool. So once you get out and the air hits you,
something coming off of that.
But we see that like all the girls have been taken in for questioning. They're all getting interrogated by Vera Cruz, and Courtney is like the only one that is just. She's got an attitude. Like, if I was Vera Cruz, I'd be like, yeah, this girl fucking killed the other girl. But she's like showing them all like a Jawbreaker, and they're like, have you ever seen one of these? And the other two girls are like, no, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And Courtney's like, yeah, I've seen one. I know what that is.
I feel like she's 100% kind of, she has always gotten by on her confidence.
Yeah.
Like her confidence is her superpower. She doesn't have in her mind that anything will go wrong for her.
I mean, Pam Grier comes out of the gate hard in this scene too. It's like,
oh, she slams that Jawbreaker down. Woo.
Yeah, like if one of us died suddenly under mysterious circumstances, and like the cops came, like I died that way, and you guys didn't do it, but the cops came at you like that, like slamming Jawbreakers on the table and getting real big dick energy about everything. Like I'd be a little pissed off.
Yeah, I would too.
I would just break down crying. Like, he loved candy. I don't know what happened.
He didn't even pay her most times.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Wow. That's a callback. But we get a scene in the school. Mrs. Sherwood's making the announcement over the loudspeaker that Liz is dead. Now everyone knows. And she's like, just kind of saying, like, if anyone needs counseling,
lots of details.
Needs to talk to anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Liz had died of severe
There's going to be a word. We've each got a word we can't say this podcast.
Oh, yeah,
so
man.
yours is asphyxiation.
14 years of speech therapy.
Yeah,
I had to give it up on a few so that I could get the rest of it.
They didn't have a HIPAA back then. They just told everybody your business.
Yeah, it could have just said she choked to death.
Yeah, they could have just said she passed away.
Yeah. There was no need for the reasoning.
Like nowadays, they wouldn't even say anything because, attorneys.
Yeah.
But we see, Detective Cruz is in the school again, and she's talking to Mrs. Sherwood, and we found out that she's starting to put things together because Mrs. Sherwood tells her, her mom called in sick, and she says, well, I talked to her mother. Her mother never called in sick for her. She asks who took her homework to her, and she lets her know it was Fern Mayo. But Fern's been absent for several days because no one knows that this girl walking around as Violet is Fern.
I mean, I'll give it to him. She looks nothing like her.
They said a neighbor saw a girl walking up to the house and asked Miss Sherwood who it was, and she told her, oh, yes, I sent her stuff home. But here was my question. So a neighbor, because you all know these neighborhoods are nosy, right? Or nebby, or wherever you're from. No one saw 3 girls pull the body out of the trunk, struggle and drop it across the yard for 20 minutes to get it up the stairs. But somebody happened to see Fern Mayo, who's invisible.
Well, they went in the back door. Fern went in the front door. There must not be neighbors in the back.
Too convenient.
That's very convenient.
Nowadays, you would have had the best ring cam footage ever.
Oh, it would be on next door.
Yeah. Parents would have been on their vacation watching this live. Like, is that our daughter being dragged into the house?
Uh-huh.
We find out, we see later, like right after this, they're in the hallway and they're looking at a poster for the drama production that's coming up. And that Zach guy, not Ethan Hawke, is in the play and he's on the poster and they're telling Fern, like, or Violet, this is the guy. Like, we need to get you with this guy. He's the coolest guy in school. This would be a perfect match for you and him to be together. And then Julie comes up and this is where I just wrote Fern giving Julie some attitude in the hallway.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what she says, but this is like you said, where she kind of flips the switch from being a little confused and not sure about herself to, I'm a bitch too. Like, I'm just like Courtney.
She's like super capable all of a sudden. Like she knows more than 3 words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Courtney did that on purpose too, because they had seen Julie with this. Like they knew he was an interest to Julie, so they kind of were trying to screw her over a little bit with that.
Yeah. And we get a scene of like Julie and Zach. He takes her for a drive in the car. They're somewhere talking. And she kind of tells her, she didn't really, Liz was the only friend in the group that mattered. So we do find out, like, that Julie and Liz were close, and she probably was at least nicer than.
Sure.
She just hated Fern because Fern hung out in the bushes.
Yeah, she didn't like Courtney and Foxy though, but she just kind of hung out with him because that was like the thing to do, and it was all just kind of a game, you know.
I don't know how this high school guy got so smooth, though.
Oh, what does he do?
I mean, he's driving around in a classic car, taking his girl to an abandoned theater, sitting up on the.
I was a theater kid in high school too. None of them.
I mean,
like theater kids only.
They're just a step above the botany club.
Yeah. Like some of those groups were only together so that they could sleep with like-minded people, like because nobody else was going near them.
Yeah, it was like he was pretty smooth for a high school kid.
Yeah, way cooler than the theater club would ever allow.
Yeah, but he says to her too, like, this doesn't feel like it should be happening, and he says if you were still friends with those girls or you still hanging out with them, I would have never even asked you.
Yeah.
To take you home. Like, I just wouldn't have, because they're awful people. Like, if you were around them, I wouldn't have talked to you. We see Detective Cruz is now interviewing Fern. And Fern is just talking, like, she asks her about Liz, but doesn't really get any information aside from Fern is just talking
adulation, like...
Yeah, just talking about how good she smelled, and then there's like a weird, prolonged...
Mole
dialogue
montage?
about her moles, and like she would sit behind her in class and she had beauty marks in the back of her neck, and she would connect the dots and make pictures out of them.
Salmon, sea monkeys, even.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so.
I would
100%
been like, she killed her.
But at any point did she even ask her, like, did you take her homework that day? I don't think she ever even asked about it.
No, she was blown away by the sea monkey rant.
Yeah. And then she has like a weird, like, guilty nightmare about it. Does anybody remember this? Because all I have written in my notes is Fern having guilt nightmares. Like, I think she wakes up in like a cold sweat and like freaking out about it.
No, this is like this is when I realized that like Fern had the hots for her, right? Like this was a thing.
She had some kind of obsession with her. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it was just somebody that was who she wanted to be. Maybe there was something else going on. I don't know.
So odd.
But Detective Cruz gets a call from Courtney at this point, and this is where she tells her that, you know, she thinks she knows what happened because Courtney had a weird vice that nobody really knew about, that she liked to sleep with different strange men all the time, and none of them get fucking stranger than Marilyn Manson. For my money.
No. Speaking of guys that got very canceled very fast,
how is it? I don't know how it's possible. They made him look as normal as I've ever seen him, and he was somehow creepier.
It's the mustache.
It's the stash.
Oh, hey.
Terrible face.
No offense to both of them. Both of the men in this room have mustaches, but you're not making the gestures that Marilyn Manson is making with his stash.
And it's so obviously fake. Like, they had to have looked at it and been like, that looks like something a kid wears
He's
to get
like
into a bar.
the Jesus's touched brother. Like that, you know, like what is it?
Like John Turturro.
Like John Turturro, but not quite all the way out of the oven yet. But like, he's not quite baked yet. But I
like to think, because they never show him talk this entire movie, I like to think he's the nicest fucking guy in the world. Like, he was just at that bar because
I think we're past
his car
that.
broke down. He's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just an accountant. Grow this terrible mustache.
I just don't get it. I mean, he was dating Rose McGowan at that time. I
think that's why he's in the movie.
Yeah, when this movie was made, they were in a relationship for what, 4 or 5 years, like top of his game, like, you know, was. But he just has never. When you're a musician like that, you don't necessarily have to be the best looking person, you know, but you have the charisma and the talent. But I don't know. I've never met Marilyn Manson. Hopefully he doesn't come and kill me now if he listens to your podcast. But
I've seen him in some other stuff.
Really? I'm not seeing like the
as
charisma.
As an actor, he was in Sons of Anarchy as...
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Right.
He was like an Aryan prisoner. He's the one that killed Juice. He kills Juice.
Oh.
Yeah, but...
Are you trying to make me like him?
He was decent in that.
Or what's going on?
I mean, I'd hate him. Juice was one of my favorite
I
characters.
know. That's what I mean.
But yeah, so he was in that, and then, I mean, obviously the Wonder Years. We've all seen Paul, right?
That's where he got his start.
Yeah, he was great in that. He started as an actor.
Yeah, definitely.
Way to ruin two guys' lives.
Definitely. No, but he's got the fake stash, and he's all sticking his tongue out and stroking his face, and he's all pasty and doughy. And at the end of the day, in this movie, he's picking up a high school girl.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, well, she kind of picks him up, but we see that, like, you might have to edit this out. I'm not trying to defend anybody here, but like he may not have known. He probably didn't ask for an age. She was in a bar, you know. I mean, I'm not.
Oh,
gonna,
did you see that bar? Like, that's not a place
I'm
where
not
they
going to
ask
say
for
that
ID.
like he was there to pick up underage girls. I'm saying he was entrapped
He
a
was
little
there
bit
to,
in the whole situation.
He was there to,
Because what we find out is, you know, she's telling the detective that, you know, Liz would go to these clubs and meet men, and you're seeing it from like somebody else's point of view. So you're thinking like she's just like painting a story with her words, you know, like you're just seeing what she's saying. And we see like a woman come and like pick up Marilyn Manson's character and take him away. And then we see them having sex. And as it pans out, it's actually Courtney's character having sex with this guy, and Liz is dead under the bed.
Yeah, it took me a few minutes to realize that. It was like 10 minutes later. I'm like, wait a minute, was Liz under the bed? She's like, yeah. Welcome to the movie I'm watching.
All right, so I'll let you in on a secret. This is what my notes say. Wait, did Courtney just bone Marilyn Manson while Liz was dead under the bed? So I wasn't sure either.
Yeah.
she did.
Which is honestly the only way that Marilyn Manson really gets off is with like a corpse under the bed or something.
Oh God!
I bet he's like super boring and like just basic. Like he's just. Like
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
But the next day at school, we see Violet pulling. Now she has she has a sports car now.
What did you see? How she got it?
Yeah, the mechanic.
And did you hear what he said when he gave it to her?
Oh, was that where he gave that to her?
Mm-hmm.
It's a line from Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yeah, he says your ass is way too precious for vinyl.
Yeah, I did write that down, and I was like, wow, I didn't think anybody had seen that movie with CJ and I.
He called it out right away.
Yeah, as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, I know that line, and I hate myself.
But she pulls into the school as Courtney and Foxy are pulling in, and everybody kind of shifts their attention to her, and you can tell that like Courtney and Foxy are kind of like, ugh, like she's getting a little more popular than we are. Like they're a little agitated by all the attention she's getting.
You see, Courtney you ever notice whenever she has a parking spot right in front of the school and it actually has her name on it?
No.
Yeah,
never
just
noticed
stenciled
her
onto
name on
the little bump in front of the parking spot.
Oh, I never noticed
Wow.
that.
So, but now Fern, instead of parking just to the left of that, parks directly in front of the stairs. So it's like her parking spot's even better.
Yeah. Violet goes into the auditorium where they're practicing for the drama, the play or whatever was going on. She introduces herself to Zach and starts hitting on him. And he just kind of plays it off. Like you can tell he's not really interested.
This reminded me of a time that I was on a bus and a woman that came up and acted the same exact way.
To you?
Yeah. And there was no reason that she should have been flirting with
Were
me
you
like
the
that.
star of the school play?
No, but my wallet went fucking missing.
Oh.
And I was immediately, as
You
soon
let
as
this
I was
woman
like,
get to you.
if a woman like that comes up and starts flirting with you super hard, like put your wallet in your front pocket.
Oh,
It's time.
Wow.
goodness.
I was in like high school, middle school. Yeah.
Zach ends up telling Julie about Violet, and like saying, "Who is this girl? Like, she just came out of nowhere, and now she's hitting on me."
Have
and
you met Violet?
Julie starts telling him like that is Fern, like that. Remember Fern Mayo, and he kind of does, but again, he's not even really sure who she is. Just kind of has an inkling of who she might have been.
I like how she explains it the same way Fern did, like hold the mayo.
Yeah. But then she ends up telling Zach everything because like she's like, all right, I have to tell you why Fern is Violet now and like what's going on. Liz is dead, yada, yada, yada. He's like, you got to tell somebody. We got to figure this out. Back at the school, Marcy is telling Courtney that she's starting to worry that Violet's getting out of control. Like she's getting way too big for her britches and like she's acting crazy. And we cut to the outside.
You can tell
of the
she's
school.
evil because she smokes.
Yeah, we
Right.
cut to the outside of the school and she's like sitting on the hood of this Corvette or Camaro, whatever it is. Loud music playing. Everybody just standing around her like dancing.
She's just like posing.
It's like something out of Grease.
Somebody's hot mom just sitting out in front of the school.
It's something out of Grease.
Yin's kids got condoms.
Which there are also nods to Grease in this movie because Foxy's father was Jeff Conaway, who played Kaneki, correct?
Oh.
Oh, and he does have a good scene. I can't remember what he was saying.
My little brownie, my Girl Scout. What happened to my innocent little
yeah.
Marcy?
He said he's
You're
talking
a
about
follower.
Yeah, he said I was watching Oprah and they're talking about all these girls that are followers and that you're a follower. My little girl, Oprah says my girl's a follower. And then he says, remember when I took you to the Tiffany concert? That was the best time. And he starts singing, I think we're alone now.
That's right.
And then the cops show up. And
I can attest to this. Oprah ruined lives in the 90s. Like, if you thought you were being clever, you'd come home and, like, somebody's mom would be like, I saw this thing on Oprah where they take the screens out of the sink and use it in their weed pipes. Next thing you know, you're, like, fucking grounded for 3 weeks because none of your sinks have screens in them.
You're child worshipping Satan. Look for black T-shirts.
I remember one of them was, I saw this thing on Oprah where they were spraying spray paint into a bag and huffing it. And we were all like, what the fuck does that mean? 30 minutes later, we're all looking for spray paint in the basement.
I think they're doing that again now. I think that's made another resurgence.
Because we got no Oprah.
That's for a different podcast, but kids, don't do that. It's really bad.
yeah, we don't support that here.
Yeah,
on
don't,
You've Got
absolutely
Mails.
not. No.
Courtney
Airplane glue.
Courtney yanks Violet off the hood of this car and drags her into the school and throws her up against a mirror in the bathroom
Hard.
a few times. Yeah,
Breaks the mirror. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this is actually a line. This is a nod to Rocky Horror. I don't know if you know this.
Mm-mm.
This is what Frankenfurter says to his creation. The exact same thing she says to that I made you and I can break you just as easily.
Okay,
Like word for word, what he says to the guy he creates.
That. Okay.
And Fern, like, just calm, cool, and collected. She is Courtney now.
Mm-hmm.
She basically is just like, I have the power. Like, I know what you did. Like, you got nothing on me. Like, you can be mad all you want, but fuck with me. I'm telling everybody that you killed Liz.
You're bloated boo-boo.
Yeah. And there's a scene in this, which I don't know if you noticed, Fern is smoking, like you said, and she blows the smoke in Courtney's face, and Courtney snatches a cigarette away from her and throws it.
Oh, I think it's so funny. There's just the way she does it cracks me up every time. And I actually had a note that I said, I like bratty Rose better than bitchy Rose in movies.
Yes.
She's just such a brat.
You might appreciate this then. No one told her that was going to happen.
Oh, okay.
And that was a natural reaction because she did not like getting smoke blown in her face because it wasn't part of the script and she didn't know it was coming.
Okay.
So her reaction is natural.
Oh, wow.
In that case.
That's funny. I mean, it's not, but it is.
Julie and Zach are going to look. They need proof. They need evidence of like what happened. So they go look for the Polaroid because that's all she can think of is we took a picture. And they go to the diner parking lot like days later where they drop the camera. Of course, it's not there.
Yeah, they're like, she dropped it right here.
Yeah, it's a Polaroid picture. Like, it's going to fucking blow somewhere.
Yeah.
Had they did like a 10-foot radius from where they were, because as they drive away, they pan out. And you see the picture is just up against, like, the curb on a sidewalk, like, in the gutter. Pretty obvious.
Yeah,
picture's
imagine
gnarly.
being the person that finds that someday.
No, yeah. We find out that the Detective Cruz tells, I don't know who she tells this to. I think she's talking to Julie maybe, because Julie's trying to maybe explain to her what's going on. And she says, we already have a man in custody. The man that left her house that morning, like we have a guy. And then says that like someone had sex in her bed. You know, there's DNA and everything. And
This is where it all came together for me.
Yeah.
It was like, oh.
Julie, this is where it comes together for Julie as well, because she puts it all together and she's, you know, basically like Courtney must have had sex with someone. Like she even said, I took care of it, you know, everything's going to be all right. And then she starts putting it together that she did something to make it look like, you know.
She said, I made cocksure of that.
Who talks like that?
Girls in 1999.
Violet pulls up to the school and there are posters fucking everywhere.
They're on the second floor windows on the outside.
They're on the ground. It just says, who is Violet? And it's pictures of Fern on the posters.
I'm looking at the front of the school. I'm like, did they have extension ladders? Like, how did they do this?
Evil.
Evil. She walks into the school, sees all this and just passes out and then wakes up in the nurse's office. The nurse knows she's Fern because she's like, you are Fern Mayo, correct? And she starts freaking out again because she's not to her. She's not Fern anymore. She goes out in the hall. She starts ripping down posters. She's like losing her shit. And Courtney and Foxy come up and they're like, it's over, bitch. And then she passes out again.
And they just leave her in the hall. They cover her with posters.
Well, we
The
missed
school, the hallway is full at this point. Like there are people all around. She passes out, like you said, and then they cut to Julie and Zach finding her. It's just her in a hallway alone.
Just leave her
Everyone was just
laying
like,
there.
nope.
And they covered her with
that's
their own
the
posters.
nod to the line that's said a few times in there, because I think they say it to Vera Cruz, or she says it. Violette says it when Detective Cruz is interviewing her. She says it's high school. What's a friend anyway?
Yeah.
And it becomes kind of a theme because you see, like, you have the popularity, but how quickly everyone basically turns.
Yeah, once they found out she was Fern, nobody cared anymore.
I mean, nobody was really her friend. They just wanted to latch on to the shiny thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Julie and Zach find her passed out on the floor and help her up. And Julie doesn't blame Fern for what she did, she says. And, Fern, I guess, kind of comes back to being herself.
It's a good scene. I like that.
I don't like Fern.
No.
I don't like how easily she just came back from being like a terrible person.
She's
like
damaged.
Once she realized she lost all the popularity, she's like, well, at least Julie's talking to me. I guess that's fine. Like, she'll be my friend. Courtney shows up, and her and Julie get into it. And this is where we get that line from Courtney where she just she says, life's a bitch and then you die. And Julie says, no, you're the bitch.
You're the bitch.
Which apparently she didn't like that line, that life's a bitch and then you die. So she tried to say it with like as little inflection and as like monotone as possible so that they would cut it. But they did it all in one take and couldn't cut it out. And they just kept it in there. And it actually works pretty good the way she says it.
Perfect.
She says, I'll see you at prom tonight. And I don't know who says that. I think it's Julie. She's so evil. And she's only in high school.
I wrote that down. That's another famous line from
like
that.
She's going to get.
She said she's so incredulous when she says it too. She's like
Yeah,
super shocked by it.
That's like a super Heather's line right there.
She's going to get worse.
Uh-huh.
Cut to the prom, and the Donnas are playing the prom.
Hell yeah, they are.
So we get that. We get a little cameo from the Donnas. Julie's staying at home. Like, she's not going to the prom. And her mom comes in and lets her know that Mrs. Purr dropped off some things she thought, she might like to have from Liz's room.
Did you catch the line when they were in the car trying to plan what they were going to do? And she said that line about her being so evil. And she's only in high school. There was another Carrie nod there because the line that they say is, why don't we go to the slaughterhouse and pick up some pig's blood?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That one I actually got without ever seeing Carrie
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But
I've also never seen Carrie.
That surprises me.
she's,
I don't know. Never saw it.
Jason, all right.
But she's going through all this
Get
stuff.
out of my house.
She's going through all the stuff from the box of stuff that the mom brought. And she pulls out the message card that they had from before that said, the line, oh, what are you doing to me? She opens it, and now, I don't know how these cards work, but apparently it was recording whenever Courtney said it was me. I killed Liz. I killed the teen dream. Deal with it.
Yeah.
There's like a little button in the back of them that you press and you record your own message.
Yeah.
So when she was holding it, it must have.
Oh my God, I can't wait to fart on one of those and give it to you for your birthday.
How convenient.
Do they have those just in the store? Can we just go and fart like in a bunch of them so people get them? And
No,
they're
man.
already pre-recorded.
No.
Let's wrap
Mixed
this up,
company,
guys.
We got to get to a CVS quick.
They're closing those Rite Aids down. We need to get there.
That's why. You got any of those fart cards?
This card smells like shit.
You're just supposed to fart on it.
We're getting off track here. So there have been some scenes like during this, like intercut with this, where the prom is already going on. Like we see Foxy and her date and like these other random girls that just show up out of nowhere. They're like the part of the Mean Girl clique all of a sudden. That weren't in the entire
one of them's
movie.
the Fresh Prince's cousin.
No, they're scared
Tatiana
of the
Ali,
yeah, they're scared of. That's the dynamic. You've got like the as you guys like to say, the trope, the queen bee trope that is super mean, and they've got the hangers on because they don't want to be the target. So everyone to Courtney's face and her like hangers on, they're going to be like, "Oh, you look beautiful," and they're probably talking a lot of shit in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, they definitely turn on her quick,
right?
But. So they're there, and then we see Courtney show up with Dane, and like they're talking about becoming the prom queen. And he's a shoo-in for prom king. That's why she took him, because she wants to be the prom queen. Now, the other reason I say this is because like prom is going on, like it's been going on. Julie had no plans to go. She's just
I wondered the same thing.
She's just at home in bed, and like I don't know where Zach and Fern are. Like these kids are doing their own thing somewhere. She finds this card. Next scene, they're pulling up to the prom in a limo. So they found a limo. Suited and booted, like hair's done, makeup, nails, dresses, everything. And they're
And
all,
he's got a soldering kit.
yeah, and he brought a soldering.
Yeah, and he brought a soldering
He
kit.
brought a soldering.
He
kit.
went-
A Dremel.
Did you catch this? So the next scene is him soldering this card into the
Yeah.
sound system. In order to do this, he pushes a microphone out of the way where he could have just held the microphone on and opened this card in front of it at
Yeah.
any point.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I did not catch that.
No.
Not surprising.
But they get ready to make the big prom queen king announcement. Mrs. Sherwood comes up. They announce Dane as the king. And I was actually really kind of like on the edge of my seat for this because they drag it out. Like when they announced the prom queen, I thought it was going to be like Violet somehow. Like I really thought that because they
okay.
really don't say it. Like they make you wonder. Then they announced it's just Courtney. And I was like, all right, well,
I felt like
Yeah.
even the music when she was walking up was very Carrie-ish.
Yeah.
Even though now I know you've never seen the movie, you need to see it. I can't believe you've never seen Carrie.
Should
but
that be on our list?
it's not really a chick flick, but sure.
I'm wondering if this is really a chick flick, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so we get up. She gets up to the stage. She's accepting. She starts to make a speech. All of a sudden, it comes over the loudspeaker. I killed Liz. I killed the teen dream. Deal with it over and over and over again. And you see everybody in the crowd starting to put it together where they're all like, that's her. That's her voice. And they're like, you bitch. Like it's all in
I
slow
love it.
motion, but they're all like yelling at her.
Such a weird scene.
And I really liked how Dane just kind of like backs out of the frame slowly, and he's like, "Whoa, no, I'm
Smart
not,
enough to know when to get out of that
I'm
situation.
not with this one." And then like there's just this prolonged scene of her like coming down off the stage and trying to get to the door. Well, everyone just throws their corsages at her and pelts her with stuff, and are just calling her names.
I think it's
Wow,
the one
the-
guy after Tatiana Ali is like, liar, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, mother. Like he yells in her face. We're like, oh my
And then
God,
she
this is
finally gets
hilarious.
to the end of the crowd, and the crowd parts, and there's Julie with a Polaroid camera, snaps a picture of her, and then that's it. Like that's the end of the movie.
Weirdest play in the movie of all the great soundtrack, they play Young at Heart while she's like moving through the crowd. It's a very weird song to have during that.
It doesn't really
maybe
fit the
that was
90s
a little
aesthetic.
Heathers-ish too. Maybe that was a little because there's a lot of nods in this movie to other movies. Maybe they didn't play Young at Heart, but Heathers was Que Sera Sera, which was an old song, and it was kind of the intro and the outro
yeah,
to the
that's
movie,
right.
which is the old timey. Yeah, maybe that was.
Oh yeah,
pick
that does
something
end with
kinda-
Que Sera Sera.
Maybe
It's.
the-
I mean, this is really taken from Heather.
Yeah, 1999 though we were not listening to Young at Heart.
Yeah, it did seem odd compared to the rest of the movie, but I would have to see Heathers to have any kind of basis
Oh, I
for
can't wait.
judgment. But that's it. This is normally the time where we do our grand gestures and flowers. So does anybody have any thoughts, concerns, things they'd like to bring up?
Yeah. Did they pin the murder all on Rose McGowan, or they all go to jail, right?
No.
Like, I mean, I don't. If I was involved in a murder, it doesn't matter if I learned a lesson afterwards. Like, I'm still involved in a murder.
That would have been a terrible sequel, and I think they just.
Oh
just
no! All
let it-
three of them in jail, and Rose
just let it-
McGowan's still in charge.
Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah,
was- that
I
was
watched the
called-
shit out of that.
Yeah.
They put that out later. It's called Orange is the New Black.
That was actually my only last call that I had. Was literally
What happened?
like that. I wrote in my notes. Wait, that's it? Is she going to get arrested? Is Marilyn Manson still in jail? He probably should be anyway. She's a minor. That's all I wrote. But like, I don't know what happened to anyone. And like, are we going to alert the authorities? Like, and is that card enough? Like to even like put anybody in jail? Like, I needed like 5 or 10 more minutes just to wrap things up and tell me like how they pin this thing up on everybody.
No, they go the full Shining route here and just zooming out on a picture.
That movie's
Or, like,
target audience was not detectives, guys. Like it was like high school and college.
You know what I
women.
would have
Like,
loved
it
to have
wasn't-
seen is like,
Okay.
It wasn't law enforcement.
you know what I would have loved to have seen was like, this is how I would perfectly end this movie. You get like a 6 months later card, right? And we see Violet. Well, she's Fern, but she's a little more done up. She's found herself, but she's not like stuck up. But she's more fashionable. She's nice, and she's a nice one. You know, she's good. You got Jolie and you got Zach walking down the hall, slow motion, right? And then we see Courtney, but now she's like all undone. Like she looks like Fern, like she's all drab and just kind of like meek and shy, and nobody talks to her, and she's basically invisible. I think that'd have been cool.
In the 90s, there's no way you could unshine Rose McGowan.
I think we could have done it.
I don't think you can.
CGI.
I think she was,
this.
she.
You know what? They made me believe in dinosaurs, goddammit. Like, I think we could make Rose McGowan ugly for a
Rose
second.
McGowan's like pizza. Even a bad Rose McGowan's a good Rose McGowan.
She's just, especially then, she was at the top of her game. Like,
That's right. You don't replace Shannon Doherty without no game.
that's the truth.
Trista, you got anything you want to say? Or
No, I mean,
thoughts?
I think I said it all. I did write the one thing we didn't get to is as soon as they went, like things that didn't age well in this movie, they went kind of 0 to 60 on the gay jokes, like toward the end, once they started going into the theater stuff.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like Mars Theater, it just seemed like cheap shots that weren't really necessary in the movie.
they did, from what CJ and I have noticed so far during this, probably a lot of the movies we've done, is up until about mid 2000s, like they laid the gay jokes on pretty heavy.
Yeah,
We watched
and
Maid of Honor, and like Patrick Dempsey was like the maid of honor for that wedding. So many people just called him gay in that. They were
Oh,
calling him
yeah.
gay.
Yeah, and they were
And,
so,
and it
like-
happens a lot.
They were so grown up. She's telling Vera Cruz, like, oh, she was into kink. She was into
Yeah.
this. Like, she's rubbing popsicles on the wrestling captain. Like, they're doing all this crazy stuff. But then the minute that, Julie becomes kind of an enemy and they kind of, Zach's a theater kid. So, well, we can't guarantee hetero status. Like, the
Yeah.
whole end of the movie, all of a sudden, they started making these, like, when the two girls show up at the prom, the other girls
Oh,
are
yeah,
making some gestures and things.
Allude to
I
them being
don't know.
lesbians, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's way past 1999. I don't think it's either here nor there now, but it stuck out to me because it really wasn't a part of the movie like you see in those movies a lot, where that just was those were the go-to jokes. This seemed like a real, way to like kind of cut people down, but then it really didn't. Like, it was weird.
It always makes you think, you ever see 21 Jump Street? I know you've seen it. When the first time he goes back to school and he's like, look at this kid, he's gay as hell. And the guy's like, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's like, yeah, that's Ted.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it just makes you realize, like, kind of how far things have come in that respect. Like, that wouldn't even really be something that would be in a movie now.
Yeah.
Or in the last probably 15 years.
That did something both of you said made me think of it, because you were talking about Channing Tatum pretending to be a high schooler, and you said about how these girls act so older than they are. It's because they were all fucking...
They're like 20, 30 years old.
Rebecca Gayheart was 30 when they shot this movie. She's playing a high schooler.
Yeah.
And Rose McGowan and Julie Benz were both like, I think, mid to late 20s. It's just like... I just love that. Like, anytime it's high school kids, they're at least 30.
This isn't Nickelodeon.
Zach's rocking
kids.
a 5 o'clock shadow just rolling through. But
In a car from his dad. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But no, I thought, again, I think I watched it more for the movie and the nostalgia of it, good and bad.
killer
But
soundtrack.
yeah, I mean, the soundtrack's good. I listened to it today, and I don't know if it's that killer anymore, but
I
it's
might
got
listen to it on the way home.
got some good stuff on it.
Or I might just pop into that Veruca Salt album.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's chick flick it to a dick flick it. It's that time. Trista, did you prepare
I
anything
did
for this?
not. I was told not to prepare for this at all, so I didn't. I mean, I don't.
Wait. No, I did totally forget to tell you to come up with something.
That's all right. That's all right.
Well, I'm not a movie person.
We'll go first,
so.
and if you think of anything, you can let us know.
You go first, because I'm afraid that you're going to take mine.
Uh-oh.
Mine are like very loose. So first of all, this movie, when this guy started writing this, he wrote it, and this is more just for me to like geek out about horror for a minute. He wrote this initially. He started writing a horror movie, and it turned into a black comedy.
Okay.
But the actresses and actors in this movie have like serious horror movie pedigree. Rose McGowan has been in Scream.
Yes.
Rebecca Gayheart was in Urban Legend. Julie Benz, Dexter, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Judy Greer plays Laurie Strode's daughter in the new Halloween movies. PJ Souls, we already said, Halloween, the original. William Catt is in a movie that I love called House. It's like an old 80s horror movie about a guy that buys a haunted house. So I would lean really hard into the horror aspect of this. Just make it way darker, a lot more murders, a lot more death. I don't really have a story per se that I would stick to. I would just go darker.
It would have tied up a lot better if Rose McGowan died at the end.
Something.
Yeah.
And then why don't you go? Because I have another idea, but I don't want to possibly steal yours.
Oh, well, I mean, I was thinking. I actually came up with this when you were talking about how they're dragging her body out of the car and up to the house.
You're going to take my other idea.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely. We get Bernie's out of this shit.
Oh my god.
Where they're like, well, prom is 2 weeks away. We just have to get her through her classes till then. And basically, like, you know, this poor girl that got hired to be in this movie and was in it for 4 minutes before they jawbreakered her to death gets to have, like, this awesome entire movie where they're marionetting her across school. Yeah. And we get this whole, like, if John Hughes wrote Weekend at Bernie's. Like, that's what I wanted.
I love it. I'm glad I let you go because, we both had the exact same thought. I would love to have seen this Weekend at Bernie's this girl for a few weeks at school.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. All right. Nick Cage it?
Yeah.
Trista,
where would you put Nick Cage in this movie?
I wouldn't.
All right.
This is a sticking point in our life. I'm making Trista watch Pig after this tonight.
Nope.
So, Pig, now on Netflix, guys. Go ahead and watch it.
Have you watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
I have.
You like that, right?
Yeah, there are some Nick. I just like to act like I don't like any Nicolas Cage because CJ is such a super fan. There's definitely some really good Nick Cage movies.
I mean, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, Pig.
Yeah.
It's the highest rated movie on Netflix right now.
I like how you said there are some really good Nicolas Cage movies.
Well,
they're all good Nicolas Cage movies.
As if there's bad
No,
ones.
I'm not forgiving him for that 3-second movie.
Oh, Next.
Yeah, that one.
Well, he hit like a weird point in his career where he needed the money. But other than that,
yeah, dinosaur skulls aren't cheap.
He's done a lot of good things. I'll go before you go because mine's very quick. I've been doing them quickly. I haven't even had to look them up. I've just been able to figure them out on my own.
Marilyn Manson?
No.
Oh.
Rose McGowan is in Planet Terror, which was
Marilyn Manson was in Rose McGowan. Sorry.
All right, so Marilyn Manson was in Rose McGowan. Rose McGowan was in Planet Terror, which is one half of the Grindhouse movie that Quentin Tarantino and Rodriguez did together. Well, when they put those together, they put fake trailers between the movies. One of those fake trailers was written and directed by Rob Zombie, and it was Werewolf Women of the SS.
Yes.
And Nicolas Cage plays Fu Manchu in that trailer.
Oh my god!
I did not even know that.
Yeah, so he's in that.
I mean, who could top that?
Yeah, not many.
Yeah, this one was. There were so many people he could be in this movie. I kind of like the goth girl, just because she has these weird scenes, and it would have been great if he was in the thing like "You've got a stillborn."
He could have revised his role or replayed his role as the guy from Valley Girl when he was like a.
Oh, see,
like
he would actually have fitted in.
Kind of skater dude,
Yeah, I would like to have seen him as the Marilyn Manson character, but dressed like his character from Con Air, because he already kind of looks like a skeezy guy that would be picking up underage girls in a bar in Con Air. So I think I kind of like that, and just him like humping the air, just like
My first
Let
thought
me put
was
my bunny in your box,
or make him the dead girl. Like I think that would have been perfect. What was her name?
Liz.
He'd have been a good Liz.
What about when she was
then
dead?
Like all those dead scenes of just a rotting Nicolas Cage.
I like it if he only plays her when she's dead. Like when they first get her in her bedroom, it's the girl playing her, but then once she's like dead in the trunk and they open it up, it's just once she dies and gets bloated, she looks like Nicolas Cage.
Beautiful.
They could barely get her into the house. They're going to carry Nick Cage.
Oh, just dropping him down the stairs. He'd play it.
Oscar
Put him on some cardboard and drag him.
It's time we rate this thing.
I'm not going first.
You're not going first?
All right, I'll go. I'm gonna.
Our guest gets to go last. I mean, I'll go if you don't want to go.
That's fine. What is your rating scale? I have listened to this, but I don't know if
it's on a scale of 0 to 5.
Okay, 5 being the best.
5 being the best.
Yes. That'd be weird if it went opposite. But
like DEF CON?
Yeah. This movie is DEF CON 0. No, I'm going 3.
3?
I think 3 because, like I said, I think this movie was a cash in on the Heathers. Or even better, this movie was like a cash in on The Craft. And it really felt like that's what they were aiming for. And somebody in the writing room was like, I'm going to sneak the whole fucking Heathers movie into here. And did it.
Oh,
this movie came out about 10 years after Heathers. Heathers came out in 1988.
The Craft
this movie came out in 99.
Yeah, The Craft came out 3 years before this.
Yeah, so
and then
like
Mean
this
Girls
feels like
was
a
about
cash.
4 years later, 5 years later. So you have that mid to late 90s to mid or early to mid 2000s where you had all those like, but Heathers is the queen of them all.
Yeah, Heathers is amazing. I can't wait till we watch that. Maybe we'll
Definitely
roll that up here tonight.
It's definitely inappropriate.
Oh yeah, for sure. We just watched that about 3 weeks ago. It was great.
Yeah, we don't want to get off of this and on to Heathers.
Okay, but because
another episode.
you can obviously see how much I love that movie, and because this movie felt like it was a good homage to it, I'm going 3. And like on top of that, like I'm going nostalgia points. 15-year-old CJ. If you would have put Channel 11 weather girl Jolie Bologna in this too,
Oh my!
it'd be a 5. Like this was where I was when I was 15. Maybe Mad About You, Helen Hunt too. Like that would have.
That one still surprises me. Jolie Bologna I get, but the Helen Hunt thing I'm not so sure about.
Me neither, actually.
All right. I'm going to go little. You said 3?
Yeah.
3.25.
Oh, really?
I like this movie. I'm a sucker for like dark comedy, like dark. Like this did have some darkness to it. I felt like it could have been darker, honestly.
Yeah.
I would
been
have
funnier too.
Yeah.
It's quotable.
It's very quotable. I like the characters, and this does have like that lived-in world feel to it, almost like which I like. Where like even the side characters seem to have like something going on. Like you had all those like little cliques in the school, and like the goth kids, and like they didn't necessarily have any like big lines or big roles, but just the fact that like it wasn't just like generic high school kids in the background. It had like a cool aesthetic. It had a cool look. It was a good movie to look at. And I don't just mean that because of Rose McGowan. It's very like the colors. It's very like vibrant and dark at the same time. Like it's a good looking movie. And I enjoyed it. Like it's paced well. It's an hour and a half. It flew by. They got to everything, but there wasn't like a lot. They didn't drag shit out. Man, I mean, like I said, it could have been better. Like I said, I would have liked it to have been darker. If they would have leaned into the darkness of it. Like I would like to see a grittier remake of this, honestly. I feel like I had read that I think maybe back in like 2017, 2018, they were talking about doing a TV series. The guy that wrote and directed this was on board to like make a series out of it, which this could be like a Yellow Jackets kind of like dirty secret, like this is how we're getting through it kind of like series, I feel.
I ate Liz. I ate the teen dream.
They could even keep the kind of the campiness and the visuals of it and make it like how they did Scream Queens and stuff like that, where it was kind of the over the top.
Yeah. This is almost like this movie made me think of a lot of like stylistic directors and like movies. Like there were points where I felt like a really big like Tim Burton influence. There were times where I felt like a big John Waters influence. But it was like they're up here and this movie was like a little bit below it. Like, they weren't hitting. They were making me think of those guys, but they were making me think they were on par with those guys. So I liked it. 3.25. That's all I got. Trista, take us home.
I'm kind of right in the middle. I would have said 3 when you said 3. I thought 3.25. So I'm kind of right there with you guys for the same reasons. I think I get what it's trying to do. Again, nostalgic for me. Girls did not dress like that in high school in 1999. By the way, they dressed like that at Metropole if you're from Pittsburgh, or at the clubs maybe. But
our German listener has no idea what Metropole is.
I bet he knows what a Metropole is. He's been to a club if he's in Germany. So, but anyway,
Metropole.
Das Disco.
Das Disco.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a German listener.
What?
You should have warned me.
What? We've been talking to the German listener since day one.
I'm sorry. So anyway, I think it's not as clever as it's trying to be with some of the jokes, especially if you compare it to some of the other movies we've talked about that kind of came out within that 5 to 7 year span. I don't think it hits on the cleverness as much. But I think it hits the comedy. It's got the quotable quotes. It's definitely got the look. It's enjoyable. I mean, it's just, again, it's in my like little handful of movies. Not being a movie person, I can turn it on.
Your comfort movies.
It's not taking up a lot of my brain power, and just reminds me of a simpler time.
I could definitely
scrolling through Instagram movie.
I could definitely say this is a movie that if it came on like while I was in the middle of doing something, I would leave it on.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean. Like it was something I could enjoy enough where it was like background noise. Which you can't say that for every movie. Like it's not something I'm going to stop everything I'm doing and watch it. But I'm like, oh, Jawbreaker.
I will say,
here's my scene where they out Fern Mayo.
Yeah,
All right, maybe I'll sit down and watch this part. Yeah.
I was actually going to go lower, but when you guys started, like, it made more sense when you started saying, like, is this through Fern's eyes? And, like, you know, like, she's sculpting it a little bit. Like, maybe Liz wasn't a great person, but I was like, oh, that adds a little bit of depth to this.
And I would say that for me, too, because I've never really watched it knowing that I was going to have to talk about it. So maybe I paid a little bit more attention to connect certain things, or maybe I was looking for meaning in certain scenes that I didn't see before. Or maybe I'm just putting it in there now to have something to talk about. But it's definitely more interesting to watch it kind of in this format where you're going to not critique it necessarily, but just kind of talk about what you're watching. I normally wouldn't do that, again, not being a movie person.
Yeah, so last week we did Easy A, and that's a personal favorite of mine. Like that's one of my comfort movies.
That's a great movie,
and it was strange to watch it and have to kind of analyze it and review it and decide what I was going to give it as a score. So, all right, well, should we roll a new one and see if we're going to ruin some other movie that we really enjoy?
It's Carrie. If it's Carrie, I'm on that one too. No,
we are at 172.
All right, our number is 45.
Oh, that's low.
Ooh, it's like Jaws. That shark was 30 feet. 45.
Another great movie.
That's another one off your list.
Yeah,
of
it's
6.
weird. I got The Shining. I have Jaws. I have a handful of girl movies.
But you say you hate
Shining.
horror movies. And the Halloween, Jaws.
I literally watch a horror movie like 25 years after it's been out so that I don't get scared.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, I like a good horror movie. I like I like a good story. I don't like just violence for the sake of violence, but I can do some camp.
So this one is a little weird.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to say it's weird. I want to say that I don't know how many versions of this there are and which one we should be watching.
Uh-oh.
But I'm just going to go with what comes up first on Google when I type it in. The movie we rolled is Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, this was a big request on Reddit.
Was it?
People were saying Pride and Prejudice. They said to go with the 90s version.
Now, see,
Claire Danes.
See, I believe that they're... See, now I'm not sure what to do here because there is a TV series, which I don't think we want to do that, which is older, that was like BBC. And then there is a 2005 version. Yeah, see, it's a TV miniseries from 1995, and that's got Colin Firth, who I love the shit out of. But it's a TV miniseries, so that's probably going to be a lot to get through. There's a 2005 one on Netflix that has Keira Knightley in it.
That's the one I keep hearing we need to see.
Okay, then we're going to do the 2005 Netflix one, because we don't really do TV shows here.
Yeah.
Maybe once we do this, we'll look into how long the actual miniseries is, how many episodes, and maybe we'll do like some kind of special on it or something. But so yeah, that took a lot longer to figure out than I was planned on. But yes, we're going to do 2005's version of Pride and Prejudice starring Keira Knightley. Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit about Pride and Prejudice just because of that stupid Austen Land movie we watched where the girl went to LARP as a Jane Austen character. Yeah, and we got Mr. Darcy and all that shit. So
that was about this time last year, too, because we watched that on Memorial Day.
Did we?
Yeah.
Look at us. All right, so until next week, everyone, when we watch and discuss 2005's Pride and Prejudice.
Not Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. That's a whole different thing.
No, yeah, we're not. I mean, as much as I'd love to, we're not doing that one. Pride and Prejudice, 2005, Keira Knightley. But until then, please like us, subscribe to us, follow us, wherever you get your podcasts at. Tell a friend, tell a friend's friend. Kidnap your friend and force them to listen to it. Just please don't put a jawbreaker in their mouth. They will choke and die.
Terrible
Trista,
idea.
this is the part of the podcast where your husband begs other people for validation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so That's the thing that happens.
Speaking of validating CJ, follow us on Facebook and fucking like the shit out of those memes he makes every week. He's putting in a lot of hard work and he does a hell of a job. I'll validate you right now.
Great job.
He does
great job, babe.
He's a great memer.
It's all AI.
Don't tell the people. This whole podcast is AI. CJ and I don't even exist.
You can tell by counting the fingers. I think.
And what else do I usually say? Reach out to us on Facebook Messenger or email us at you've.gotmails@yahoo.com. German listener, I know it's been a while since we brought you up, but let's give it a shot again. I'd love to hear why you're listening, where you're at. Have you ever been to a club? Do you know what a metropole is? Things of that nature. Or just suggest a movie for us to review. Tell us why you like us, whatever. Validate CJ for Christ's sake. He needs it to live.
This is making me sound like a terrible wife.
And speaking of terrible wives, let's thank Trista for being on the podcast.
Yeah.
Who's actually a wonderful wife from all
I
accounts.
decline this nomination.
Thank you so much for being here.
No,
you are
thanks for
our
having me.
second guest.
It was fun.
And you did a wonderful job. We were so glad you were here.
Next time I'll prepare. I won't listen to CJ when he says don't prepare anything.
You had notes. She prepared. Don't let her fool you. She did a great job.
I made some notes, but I said, do I need to do a sound check? He's like, nope, don't do anything.
No, you did great.
So appreciate it.
Thank you for
That's my secret.
Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure. And until next time, everyone, stay romantic and don't be shit at each other.
I don't want to wait. I don't know.
Why that? I don't know.
What was that?
Leave me lying here, because I want to go.
There were two Veruca Salt albums. There was American Thighs and there was...
8 Arms to Hold You.
Yeah, they were both super good.
Yeah, 8 Arms to Hold You is the one that girl never gave back to me.
Oh, jerk. Jerk girl.